Hey, I'm Brian Cellos.
Oh, hey, Brian. Yeah, I think I'm actually up on. I think I'm supposed to do the interview today.
I looked on the schedule, and Mr. Mark said it was supposed to be doing the interview today.
Well, maybe we can share and both ask him a few questions. How about that? Would that be all right?
Oh my goodness, it's Zach Hanna. How are you, Zach?
Hey guys, how's it going? It's Zach here from Superstar Academy. Thanks so much for having me and for doing this wonderful fundraiser for our nonprofit.
Well, you've been acting for a long time in this town here, Zach. Tell me about how long have you been doing this thing? How long have you been involved with theater and acting and all that?
I got started acting when I was around 10 years old. I was cast in a Christmas opera called Amal and the Night Visitors, and then the very next year I played Dill in To Kill a Mockingbird, and that was it for me. I was in love with performing and acting. I was also a singer and a musician, came from a very musical family, so then when I went to college, after a couple of false starts with majors, I switched over to performance studies, and it was the perfect fit for me. So I've been acting ever since, acting professionally for the last 28 years. And it's my passion, I love it. And since that time, I've also become a writer. I've written a number of plays. I've directed a number of plays and produced them. I have also been the artistic director of a small theater here in town, producing almost 50 plays in 7 years. So very, very busy, but it's also a labor of love and something I'm super passionate about. So
I know you've been in a lot of movies. Tell me about one of the first times you was ever in a movie.
Some of my movie roles that I have been involved in, my first film was Forrest Gump. I was originally supposed to be the teenager who's driving the truck that chases him in the Run Forrest Run scene, and my part was unfortunately cut that day. Then they called me back a few weeks later to do the role of a boot camp's barrack when Forrest goes to boot camp. A barracks recruit rather, and unfortunately again my lines were cut from the movie. So however, it was a wonderful experience. I got to meet and work with Tom Hanks and Robert Zemeckis, one of my favorite directors, and fortunately they kept my SAG contract, and so I've been receiving residual payments for that even though my part got cut. So over 25 years, it's not been too bad.
That's really cool. Now tell me a little bit about Superstar Academy. Tell me about that.
Superstar Academy is a 501c3 nonprofit that was started by myself and Lisa Harris, who is the owner of Theater Now. And we wanted to have a nonprofit acting outreach program for kids where I could utilize the theater that we were running at the time as our home base. We offer after-school classes, 2 theatrical productions a year, summer camp programs, and then we also do outreach programs into local schools. I've worked at DC Virgo, Williston Middle, Lake Forest Academy. We've had teachers at Glow, and it's basically trying to provide performing arts opportunities in schools where they have been limited due to budget constraints and that sort of thing. So I work with kids, teaching them about theater and performing, and also about filmmaking, which they all seem to be a little bit more interested in, mostly because everything these days is online videos and that sort of thing. So I sort of teach them how to make their videos look better, and how to create ideas and manifest them in the form of short movies.
I'm Brian Cellos. Oh, hey again, Zach. What do you think is one of the biggest takeaways from participating in theater?
I think one of the biggest things that kids take away from theatrical instruction is that it gives them a significant sense of confidence. A lot of kids aren't comfortable speaking in front of people or even in front of a crowd as they're making a movie together. Sometimes it's a little daunting, but the more you do it, the more comfortable you get doing it. It's like a muscle. And again, with use comes strength, and that comfort level is different for every person. I have some kids that just are natural performers, and I have others who are into it, but they don't know how to manifest that just yet. And so it's a matter of pulling them out of their shell, getting them comfortable with being in front of an audience. And almost without fail, the ones that come in that are the most shy leave with the ability to get up in front of a crowd and speak comfortably. And that to me is a huge advantage in life, because at work, wherever you end up in your career, more often than not, you're going to have to be able to do some sort of presentation publicly. And I feel like the skills that we teach in our program are really helpful with regard to that. Also, I really just want to stimulate creativity among kids. My goal is to take their ideas and figure out how to make them happen. I'm an improv guy from way back. I've been doing professional improv for 25 years now, and if you give me an idea, I can really run with it. And I feel like the kids learn a lot in the way that we brainstorm our ideas and come up with creative solutions to problems that present themselves. And it's really all about making kids think on their feet and have fun. You know, I never want anybody to do anything they don't feel comfortable with. And if I present an idea like that, then, you know, they're welcome to say no. And because it's about making their ideas happen. I want them to have some ownership over the projects that we do together. So, in the form of short movies.
Oh, hey, Zach. Brian and Willie had to step out. I'm Junior Carrick, by the way. I'm a big fan. So, what are some of the ways people can help Superstar Academy, and what are your long-term goals? Thanks. I'll take my answer off there.
Superstar Academy is constantly raising money for our outreach programs. It was much easier when we had the theater and, you know, a venue where we could do that sort of thing. I'm very grateful to Opera House Theater Company for letting us use their space in the interim. But, you know, our long-term goal is to find our own space somewhere in Wilmington that we can use for classes and for performances. So those sweetheart deals are few and far between, but who knows, there might be something out there. But our yearly budget is pretty small, somewhere in the $25,000 to $30,000 range. So raising money is constantly on our mind, and if we present it to people that, you know, we don't have that much to try and raise, then I feel like we get a lot of positive response from folks, and we're very appreciative of Mark and all of you friends of his for getting the word out about our program. And if you want to check us out, we're online at www.superstaracademy.org. You can check out film projects from previous summer camps. You can learn about our after-school classes. You can make a donation, and you can contact me through that too. So if you've got a young person out there that's interested in acting, please get in touch. I'd love to be able to get them involved in our classes and part of our program.
That was awesome.
That's fantastic.
Thanks again, Mr. Mark.